Come with me in this video as I take my Proton Satria, it's the 1.5 LXI, to Neil's garage for an MOT test. Fingers crossed by the end of the video, a clean bill of health for the Satria. But come with us as we document the MOT procedure. First things first, I've had the Optimate on it all night. Batteries come up well, get that disconnected, and we're good to go. Okay, that's going to be a busy old day, ladies and gentlemen, because I've got 3 of these to do today. Not 3 Satrias, but 3, well, MOT tests. Here we go. At least she starts up. That's the first hurdle over. She's a bit temperamental when cold. Yes, I'm in a bit of a rush this morning, else I would have let her warm up a little bit. In fact, that was bad form from me. I should have let her warm up a little bit. It was a little bit of a misfire there at the beginning, but all good. I'm in a Lincolnshire traffic jam already. What is going on this morning? I've got a tractor and a truck and someone walking in the road and a scooter and all sorts. So if you don't know the story behind this car, it belonged to Barbara, who was dailying it for a very long time. Before that, belonged to an elderly lady local to Boston, and she had to give up driving it due to the fact that she had an operation and a little bit of ill health, and she couldn't handle the heavy steering of the car, and so went for something modern and sort of Japanese. I think it was a Toyota Yaris. It was parked up in a hedge in a tree line, pretty much abandoned for about 6 to 8 months before I fished it out with the help of Shane Boy, and that video is on the channel if you haven't seen it. I paid £350 for the car, and Dad and I spent, well, quite a long time getting it up to scratch. Lots of work was done. Dad's welded a patch in the driver's wheel arch. We had to do some work on the windows. Some mice had eaten the seats. I had to source some new seats, and just general tarting it up because it was a little bit neglected. But being a daily run around, it fared quite well. 42,103 miles on the clock, so it hasn't really been anywhere, and it's got that 1.5 litre Mitsubishi Magma engine in it that so many cars of this era that Proton sold had. It's a beautiful bright start to the morning, and we're going this way. Thankfully, the truck that was in front of me has now sodded off. Goodbye, truck. We can go down the back roads. Oh no, road ahead closed. Oh, that's a nuisance. My proving ground road is closed. That 1.5 litre engine likes to sing at speed. I actually like putting it through its paces because it does drive really well, this car. Really well indeed. Had to check then, I thought the aircon was working. It's not working, it's just a colder morning. Something here is squeaking as well. I think it's me in the chair. Yeah, it is me in the chair. Whoops. One of the reasons I love this little car is because it's a survivor. It hasn't been thrashed, it hasn't been raced or rallied, and it's not posh rotten. Yeah, we had to do a little bit of a patch, but it's not totally rotten everywhere you see. Also, being the LXI model, it's quite a high spec, but it doesn't have a sunroof. Hooray! It wasn't ruined at the import centre with the optional extra of a sunroof. It does look sporty, yes. It would have been cool to get the upgraded sport version, which effectively made your car look like a GTI when it wasn't a GTI for insurance purposes. They had that model where it was had the GTI body kit, but it had the 1.5 litre engine instead of the 1.8. But it's good. It's got the spoiler on the back. We've got these sporty sort of seats. We've got the carbon fibre dash, and I've actually upgraded this car with wheels that are from an optional extra on the brochure. So they didn't come with this car. This car has the wheel trims. In fact, the wheel trims are in the boot. But it's been upgraded tastefully, I think, with the alloy wheels. You can let me know in the comments down below what you reckon to that. On On these twisty turny main roads of Lincolnshire, I'm sitting comfortably at 60 miles an hour, and there's a bit of road noise because those tyres, well, aren't great that are on the alloys, and the alloy wheels have made the suspension really firm in comparison to the Steelies, but I'm okay with that. Apart from that, it's fine. It's a comfortable place to be, and it handles a bit like a go-kart. If you haven't seen the video of me first driving it when I got it on the road, I absolutely treated it like a little pocket rocket, and it is great fun to drive. But also, it's a good little 4-5-seater hatchback 3-door car. I love it. There's a reason I kept it. Even though I haven't driven it very far, I haven't driven it anywhere really, apart from the MOT test centre last year. There's a reason I've kept the car. If you haven't seen the previous video, Dad and I had a little bit of a nightmare with this last night, in that he was doing his pre-MOT checks. He was, it's fine, there's going to be nothing wrong with the car, and then, he found a steering rack boot on the front offside that was totally split. Thankfully, due to our Proton Wirra project that we've just completed, I had a spare boot in stock, some sort of Borg and Beck boot, and we managed to throw that on the car quickly, else it would have been an MOT fail. So shout out to Dad, thumbs up to Dad, comment down below for Dad and his last minute work on the Satria last night. He was working till sort of 7 o'clock to get it MOT ready. What a legend. So Neil very kindly lets me film the MOT highlights, which is okay. I got his permission. He allows me to do that sort of thing, and we're going to see the MOT highlights in this video. I mean, I take all my cars to Neil, pass or fail, and each time I don't get a mate's rates, he gets paid the going rate. So this one is the start of Neil's summer holiday, I think, today. He'll pay for his ice cream at least. Things that Neil will check today include making sure that there's nothing falling off, visual inspections of the car, and then making sure it's mechanically sound. He'll also check the emissions on this car, which I don't have any concerns about. It's had a new exhaust at some point in its life. And considering this is replacing the Audi TT today in the MOT slot, well, I would have been more worried about the emissions out of that, which historically, well, we've had a little bit of a problem with. We've had to do a little bit of an Italian tune-up to get the Audi TT really hot to get it through those emission tests. Out of the 30, into a 60, and I'm going to just put my foot down. Come on, little 1.5. The best thing about this is the handling. If you haven't seen the GTI, the handling was fettled by Lotus. It is my understanding, however, that the steering and handling in this version of the car, Lotus didn't look at. It's still the Mitsubishi underpinnings, because yes, this is a Mitsubishi Colt underneath. It's rebadged, you fool. But obviously, I've bought it because, well, I'm a Proton junkie. I absolutely love driving this. Even at 50, it feels like you're doing 70. What a great morning for it. It grips the road beautifully. Listen to the 1.5 sing. Oh, I better slow down a little bit, because even at 60 on these bends, it's a little bit scary. It doesn't have the same grip that the GTI has, but there's no major rattles, knocks and bangs, and considering the car is, what, 23 years old, 22 years old, even though it's done, well, it's barely run in, isn't it, 42,000 miles, still goes well. And I know it had a hammering on the back roads with Barbara, because I've seen her drive it. When I first did the car up, remember, it cost me 350 quid. We pumped about, I don't know, £600 or £700 worth of work into it. And I said to Dad, that's it, I'm going to put it through auction, I'm going to sell it, I'm going to raffle it, I'm going to get rid of it. And he was like, yeah, that's a good idea. What's it worth? Seriously, what is this car worth in its current condition? It's not perfect, there's a little bit of rust on the back of the sills. There's a couple of dents and wibbles, and there's a little bit of wear in the interior, but what is it worth? 1,200 quid? Probably not even that. It's a very niche thing, isn't it? Stick a Mitsubishi badge on it and it's worth more, isn't it? And that is partly one of the reasons why I've decided to keep it. For the sake of £1,200, I'm in a lucky position that I don't need to release the money out of this car. I might as well just keep it and enjoy it, high days and holidays. It does need a new gear knob. Gear knob's a little bit worn on my hands. Apart from that, we're going well. Shout out then to the team at Kings of Stickney, which is where I take all my MOTs. Not only do they do MOTs, but they do car repairs and all sorts of bits and pieces as well, and lawnmower repairs, motorcycles, you name it, they do it. So if you need any work doing on your car, Kings of Stickney if you're in Lincolnshire. It comes highly recommended by that bloke, John Coupland. That's been a really enjoyable ride here actually this morning. Nothing to write home about, no issues. Just the little squeak from the bloke in the seat, and that's probably because of a spring is a little bit corroded or rubbing against something. Apart from that, what a great place to be. There's the squeaky seat. Right then, we have arrived. Let's get the car on the ramp, tell Neil the mileage, and get it plugged in. That's a good sign, happy with that. Right, here we go. Here's the moment of truth. We get to see underneath the thing. Apart from being a bit dirty still from when I bought it from Barbara, because it had about 6 inches of Lincolnshire mud under every single part of here, it's not fared too badly. Not fared too badly at all. Just needs a good old Tetroseal under everywhere, I think. Don't she look good on the ramp? Good looking thing. Right, well underneath seems good. Everything seems good there. All the back is jacked up. Neil's going to check the tyres and the springs and suspension. Well, apart from being a little bit dirty and corroded underneath, it does need a good old clean off and wax oil. So before you say it, I know. I'm going to get under it, I'm going to scrape it all off, jet wash it off, and rust proof that. Look at it all there. Look, mud. Down she comes. Part 1 is a pass. In she comes. Testing the lights, testing the horn and the wipers. Brake test as well. Remember, this is the highlights of the MOT test, hopefully no low lights. So I don't film the whole test because that wouldn't be fair on Neil, and also it'd be really boring. Neil kept very tight-lipped today during the MOT test. He's gone into his office and he'll come out hopefully with a certificate. Moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. Was it a pass? Was it a pass? Yes, of course it was. This is a blooming good little car. Neil really happy with it, really likes it. Says it's very good and in incredible condition, which is what I think too, really, considering the age and date and bits and pieces of it. We'll get backed out and back on the road. Job's a good un. Yeah, no concerns really for me or Dad or Neil with the Satria, which I'm happy about. I'm glad we didn't miss anything. Some things that Neil did point out that he would do if it was his car include cleaning off the petrol filler pipe, which are notoriously problematic on these sorts of cars because they go rusty, and sort of wax oiling it all up, which is a job that we are going to do. I am going to Tetroseal the car. It's one of my favourite jobs. Dad hates doing it, and B, I think it just tidies everything up, and considering it's been stud, I want that little bit of protection. It's not going to be on the UK's salty roads this winter, which is good news, but just in case I do decide to thrash it to Peterborough and back one afternoon, if all goes wrong with the Smart, at least it's nice and protected from the salt. Good, I enjoyed that. Now I've got two more to do, which I'm not looking forward to. One is the Rover 75, and the other is the Proton 1.5 SE, which is NAB, which could be problematical if we've missed something basic. Anyway, if you haven't already done so, please consider liking the video, hyping the video, that really helps, that does, and subscribing too. I don't like to be one of those YouTubers that says, please subscribe because it helps, but it genuinely does. And I want to let you in on a secret. When I first started my YouTube journey, I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers. That was my goal. We're currently on 25,000 subscribers, and Dad has become the accidental superstar of the channel. And I'm glad that I get to share my experiences and my life and my chat and banter with Dad, and also the lowlights of things as well, if you've been following along with my personal life. I want to get Dad a YouTube play button. That is my plan, and you need 100,000 subscribers, so we are a quarter of the way there, which is incredible. But if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, it's free to do so. It's clicking a button, it's basically following along, and you'll be notified whenever Dad and I release a new video. So if you could subscribe and add to those numbers, I'd really appreciate that, because I'd love to be able to film a video of giving Dad a YouTube play button and him hanging it on his wall in the garage. That would be one of the proudest moments of my life. So if you could help with that, all it is clicking a button. Anyway, till next time, from me, Miss Satria 1.5, and, well, 40 quid lighter. Thanks for watching, see you later, goodbye. There are so many more Proton related videos on the channel, and I've actually selected a couple that I think you might like here on this page. Give them a click to watch them now. Don't forget to subscribe for more Proton fun and lots more videos coming soon.